Just when we thought the Giannis Antetokounmpo saga was over, we get another update. Is Giannis Antetokounmpo playing with Knicks fans' feelings at this point? We'll talk about Jose GTA Grand Theft Alvarado, how he stole the weekend. Alvarado is that man. Of course, the Knicks went 3-1, unfortunately dropping a major game to the Detroit Pistons. But they did win 3 other games, also beating the Denver Nuggets and the Boston Celtics. We'll talk about Jaylen Brunson and some interesting comments that he made in the interview. We'll talk about the trades, the buyout market, and more on This Week Inside the Knicks. Welcome to the show. My name is Karan Pierre, the Objective Fan, and I'm straight out of Kings County, New York City's finest. Man, you know duh. Tell a friend that we live, y'all. Welcome to the show. Big time salute to everybody in the building early. Sorry for my tardiness, man. My son, he had a doctor's appointment. But anyway, we're good. We're back. We're here, man. What a weekend. What a weekend. Big time salute to Puerto Rico. Oh, Puerto Rico. Oh, y'all stole the show. Not only did my man GTA, Jose Alvarado, have a great start to his Knicks career, but Bad Bunny tore down the Super Bowl. Big time New York City salute to that. The game, though, was kind of weak. I ain't gonna lie. I was just happy to see the Patriots get smacked. How about Boston? How you feeling, Boston? How does it feel? I don't know who I hate more, them or the Buffalo Bills. Anyway, big time salute to everybody in the chat that was here early. I do appreciate every single one of you guys. I'm by myself today, no Maxine, so I'm gonna have to get through this show. How I'm gonna get through it. Big time salute to everybody watching. Smash that like button as you enter the show. We noticed that 56.6% of our viewers in the last 28 days are not subscribed. So please help us. And of course, we're on the road to 10,000. As you know on the screen, I have a total subscriber count, which is off because I think we have a couple of more than that. But also that countdown is for when we get to the fanathon. Let me tell you something. Everything is mapped out. We're just waiting for the day now. We had a couple of more additions, but some of your favorite Knicks creators will be in the building. Man, it's going to be lit. We're happy. And we got some surprises. We got giveaways. You got to make sure you're subscribed to be there. Big times to salute to, I want to salute to El Figgy, one of our channel members. Big time salute to her. She got up inside the Discord server. Cash. Big time salute to all the new channel members, all the MVP donors. My man AP, so good you got to say it twice. Big time salute to Hakeem the Dream. Big time salute to all of our MVP donors. We do appreciate all the support around here as well. And also, we also got some more good news. The channel, we have finally eclipsed the 500,000 mark. We have 500,000 views, man. And we're growing fast. We should be at 1 million in no time. And so if we couldn't get this stuff done without you guys, of course, right after this show, I'm doing another show. I'll be talking about the Jordan Clarkson controversy. Well, not controversy, but him talking about fans. Big time salute to everybody on the way in as well. And I'm trying to think of anything else. I think that's it. I'm gonna keep it moving, y'all. So let me jump into research mode. If you don't know, This Week Inside the Knicks is dedicated to documenting the Knicks 365, 7 days a week. You give me 50 minutes, I give you a Knicks. And this podcast is truly for Knicks fans that are in a hurry. We know we got a lot going on. And of course, we're operating out of Substack. Now, in the description of this video, you can find my link tree. My link tree has all of the special links and things that we got going on with this channel. You should also go there to find my Substack, because this is where we'll be reading today. This Week Inside the Knicks podcast is also associated with a blog called This Week Inside the Knicks, and we sum up the week. So we'll be talking about the time period from February 2nd to the 8th, okay? And we're going to get it cracking like that. So I'm going to get to Giannis, okay? I don't know. Is this league is I don't know. It's weird. It's weird. Anyway, so I'm gonna scroll down and I'll start. Hold on, am I in the right article? No, this is not the right one. Hold on, give me 2 seconds. Hold on, not the right one. Okay, let me see. Where's the most recent one? Hold on, don't tell me I didn't publish it. Hold on, y'all. Give me 2 seconds. Technical difficulties. Hold on, I'm gonna jump out of research mode. Matter of fact, I'll be back after these messages, all right? It's going down Friday the 13th, the first ever of its kind. The 24-hour live stream that we're going to do, we're going to break history. This is the Knicks Fanathon. The only way to catch this live stream is to come to the YouTube channel, because listen, we're on the road to 10,000 subscribers. Right now, we're around 2,200. The goal is to boost this up to a high level. And listen to me, I am prepared to go more than 48 hours if I had to, because the goal is to take this channel to 10,000. And look, I'm prepared and I'm ready. It's going to be an action-packed show. We're going to have a lot of special guests. You're going to want to make sure you tuned in all the shows you love, from the Blue and Orange Brunch to Level-Headed Knicks Talk to Knicks Nocturnal to Where There's Smoke, There's Fire Fridays. Listen, all of the shows is going down on a special day. We're going to bring in All-Star Weekend and celebrate it the right way. You can only do so by making sure you tap in, subscribe, share this with a friend, because they want to also be a part of this history, because it's the first of its kind. And I look forward to seeing you there Friday the 13th. So definitely this Friday is going down, Friday, February the 13th. Okay, we got the 24-hour show commencing. So I just realized something. This is why I be on here late when I do these shows. The blog got deleted. It's not there. I don't know where it's at. I literally just spent the hour doing it and it's gone. Just like that. Is wild, bro. But what I'll do, I'll publish it after the show, but I still got all the sources that I that I'm going to discuss. So that's what I'll do. I'll go through my sources that I want to discuss. I'll put them on the screen, but the blog is I don't know where it's at. It's crazy. I could have sworn I just published it. It's not there. So I got to pivot. Big time salute to all the channel members in the building. I see you guys, JJ, J-Tap Mob, big time salute. So, sometimes you just got to pivot, man. It is what it is. Let me set this up the most optimal way so I could just go through all of these sources and we'll be fine. But yeah, it's always something, bro, with this show, man. Always something. Maxine leaves me by myself. Always got some technical difficulties, but we good. We're good. We're good. All right. So I'm going to start with some of the special highlights, all right? Now, close this out. All right, copy the link, pal. So I'm going to start with some All-Star Weekend stuff in my special highlights. As I jump into research mode, okay, bam. So we'll start here. Jaylen Brunson, Karl Anthony Towns, and Allen Houston, they will compete for the Knicks Shooting Stars event on All-Star Weekend. big time salute to these guys because, hey, man, it's good to see New York represented in any way. Now, I know this event, I'm going to keep it real, y'all. I don't really care for Saturday night like that. But, because we got the Knicks in it, we gotta give it some salutes, We definitely do. I think that is only right, it's only fair. But basically, they'll be representing the Knicks in the Shooting Stars competition. I'm not sure how many of you guys remember the Shooting Stars, but I'm still gonna give some New York salutes. They're bringing it back. So these are the teams, which is weird, because even when I talked about this on one of the shows, I didn't understand. I'm like, what the hell's going on here? So here's how the teams work. So you got the team Knicks with Brunson, Towns, and Houston. Then you got Team All Stars, which is the Toronto Raptors, Scotty Barnes, Chet Holmgren, right? And then Richard Hamilton. I really didn't understand, this. There you go. Okay. So I really didn't understand how they're doing this because usually it's the teams. So like it would be like let's say if there was a Raptor team, then it would have been the Toronto Raptors with Scotty Barnes, and it would be the whole Toronto Raptor team. I didn't understand this whole addition, but they got a whole bunch of mixed with All Stars, and then they just drew Rip Hamilton in there. Okay. Then of course the Atlanta Hawks, they got Jaylen Johnson, Knipple. Well, I'm sorry. Then what team is this? Team Cameron. Okay, so this is Jaylen Johnson, Knipple, and Corey Maggette. I just don't understand the connections between the teams. That's the only, like, you got the Knicks versus a whole bunch of like group of people that's not even together. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know how to feel about that. But then you got Team Harper, which is the Harpers. Dylan Harper, his sons, Ron Harper Jr., and then of course Ron Harper. So that's how the event's taking place. I don't know. Do we have a chance to win in it? Do you guys care? I don't know. I'm just here telling you what's going on. Okay, I'm just here to tell you what's going on. And of course, Jose Alvarado made his debut. I'm gonna get to that in a second. But what say you about this? I don't know. I don't know. So now I'm gonna get to some of my stories of the week as well. I'm gonna touch on Jaylen Brunson. He did an interview, and I just want to go over these quotes because I feel like Jaylen Brunson gets a lot of criticism as the captain of this team, but I believe in what he says this. So he did an interview. Hold on, let me see if I can get the exact. So he did an interview. No, not this. Hold on, y'all. My fault. Wrong article. Not the team meeting. We talked about that before, by the way. No, not that one. Hold on. 2 seconds, y'all. 2 seconds, y'all. I ain't gonna lie. This threw me off not having my article. I don't know what happened to it, but I'm good. I'm good. I'm gonna find it. There was a quote he had. If not, I'm gonna have to pivot. Yeah, I'm gonna have to pivot. But Brunson was just saying like, I believe I have to. You would have to kill me or something like that. It was a crazy quote. I'm trying to find it, but I believe him. I believe that Jaylen Brunson would do whatever it takes for this Knicks team to win. And now that we don't have Giannis Antetokounmpo, I believe Captain. I think we could win the championship under Captain. Now it's going to be very difficult. It's going to be very difficult. But seeing the way he bounced back against what they say now Jaylen Brown's the best two-way player in basketball. I don't know. He's definitely one of the best. I wouldn't say he's the best. He's definitely putting in work. But yeah, I believe Brunson, his determination, his will. I think he is cut from Mamba mentality, but he just has the Master Miyagi version of it, and that's just him. It's his personality. He's not the conventional killer the way we want him to be, but he does have a serious streak. Like, I remember it was JJ who called up when he hit that big time shot in a game this year. Who was that against? Was that against Dallas? I think they hard fouled him or something like that, and then he just gave a look. Was that Dallas or I can't remember who that was. But he does have the killer instinct, but it's just not, I guess, like, he's not like cocky with it, like where he's going to be just a man of complete arrogance. And I think that's just a part of who Jaylen Brunson is as a person and as a superstar, as our superstar. Newest Knick, Jose Alvarado, living a surreal dream he never saw coming, him basically coming back to New York. And honestly, man, big time salute to Leon Rose for getting this one right. I think that this was the right trade that we needed. Of course, we needed size, but not having Deuce McBride, I think, will be a major blow. And, you know, this kid, Jose, man, he's magical out there on the floor, you know, and having him, I think he fills in exactly where Deuce McBride, that gap will be left. You know, he's a great defender. He put, even though he's a bit under, the quote Doris Burke, he's a bit undersized, but I think that Jose, he's the right guy, man, for the job. And the fact about it too with Jose, he's a pure point guard. You saw, I remember one time, me and Maxine watching the game. So he was coming off the pick and roll. He came off the screen and he started, you know, dancing on him. And I said, that's that Brooklyn right there. And that's what we were missing. A guy who can create and make plays as a ball handler next to JB. So big time salute to Leon Rose for getting this right. So he started on a 2-way contract. Not sure how many of you guys knew that in New Orleans. And of course, he emerged as one of their key guys in their rotation, started a lot of games. He also closed a lot of games for Portland. I mean, for New Orleans. Portland, oh my God. For New Orleans, right? So Jose says, to be honest, I can't say that I ever dreamed about this, right? If you know my story, I'm not saying I was going to make it to the NBA, but there were big questions for me. So just to be part of the city is such a surreal feeling. I can't wait to put the jersey on and get a few stops in it. Boy, did he get some stops on Sunday. Too many messages, but this is a blessing. I'm from here. Like I tell you, he comes here every summer. My family never left the city. That's probably why he's here every summer. So just to be in the atmosphere, they've been Knicks fans probably since before me, and to be on the team that's trying to contend and be part of, and for me to be a part of it is pretty special. It was a lot of mixed emotions when I heard of it on the news, coming back home and stuff. So I was just excited being here and in the city that raised me. It's a dope feeling, and putting that Knicks jersey on is pretty surreal for me. I'm just trying to stay in the moment, you know what I'm saying? Alvarado has a relationship with Josh Hart. They played together, and when he was also with the New Orleans Pelicans. It seems like Josh Hart is everybody's teammate, right, at some point. But he said, everybody's so dope. Everybody's welcomed me with open arms. I'm excited, he said. I watched him play a lot. Some of the guys I played with on different teams, I played against the Knicks, so it's dope. It's a dope feeling. Everybody's excited. I'm excited, and I can't wait to go play for them. Yep. So he said, we got to contend. We got to win games. Man, big time salute to Jose Alvarado getting the opportunity to come home. You know, and he seems like he's a guy that has a good head on his shoulders, so I don't think the home base will hurt him or distract him. So, you know, big time salute to Jose for that. I'm looking forward to seeing what else he can do on the floor. The fact of the matter is, when he comes off the screen, well, one thing I like too with him, he gets Mitch involved in pick and roll more. Because it's like, yo, we run it at every play. Set the screen, Mitch. I'm not going to forget about you, Mitch. If you cut hard, I'll get you the ball, Mitch. So now this is Mitch's opportunity to get some lobs. He got a point guard that's going to be with him off the bench that is prolific off the screen. I know Tyler Kolek tried to do some, but we know that Tyler Kolek was out the rotation, and then Deuce was there. But then, of course, unfortunately, Deuce got hurt. But this is Mitchell Robinson's opportunity to get the lives he wants, because Jose running pick and roll all day. That's just what he does. That's just what he does. And then Jose also, to stick with the Super Bowl theme for a little bit, Jose also made some comments on Bad Bunny. Because like I said, this was Puerto Rico This was y'all weekend, man. Big time salute to Puerto Rico, man. Y'all stole the show, okay? And then beating Boston twice. Well, Bad Bunny didn't play, but Bad Bunny, he did the halftime show, and Boston lost. And then Jose Alvarado, he was a key integral part in the Knicks winning that game. To me, in my 82 Nights journal, I had him down as the MVP of the game. So big time salute to my brother Jose from BK. Brooklyn in the house, New York City stand up. Kings County's finest. Let's go. So this is what Jose had to say about Bad Bunny. He said, of course, this was before the event took place. He said, can't wait, this is a big opportunity for Puerto Ricans expanding, especially me being Boricua. Sorry if I say it wrong. But it's big for him to do what he needs to do for us and show in Puerto Rico. It was tremendous. I went to the show. It was the best show I've ever been a part of. And he's just doing a great job. And I'm glad he's able to show it at the highest level. Once again, big time support. It was fire. I don't speak no Spanish, but man, it was fire. Definitely was fire. I'm gonna keep it pushing though. I'm gonna touch on Mo D. Every time you say his name is like an automatic pause, but big time salute to Diwara. He's getting the opportunity. Now, I may touch on this some more later, but salute to everybody if you're big fans of some of the other shows that we do, whether it be Knicks Nocturnal, the Blue and Orange Brunch. Oh, by the way, while I'm talking about that, before I get into the Diwara story, we're going to be doing Blue and Orange Brunches from now on. We're making some changes to the channel, and one of the things we're going to be doing is we're going to more than likely do Blue and Orange Brunch every day. Every day. That's the goal from Monday through Friday. Unfortunately, some of you guys may not like this, but we may have to consider getting rid of the. As I get rid of my bookmarks, why is that there? We have to get rid of the post-game call-up shows. Listen, I know a lot of you guys like the post-game call-up shows. We're going to be doing some different shows. Knicks Nocturnal is still going to be there. So on the nights where there's no Knicks, you got that. And we'll be doing more level-headed Knicks talks like the show I'm getting ready to do right after this. So just to give you guys a heads up, in order to see what we got next, you can always go to the live section and you will see what the next live will be. Just like tonight, we're doing a level-headed Knicks talk, talking about Jordan Clarkson. Before I continue, I do got to give a big time salute to the 77th. Big time salute for you becoming a member, man. I do appreciate all of the members. If you are somebody who is a channel member and you want to know what we have, or you want to take advantage of what you get when you become a member, when you go to that membership tab, it has everything for you. The discounts, the Discord server link. I mean, it has everything there. So definitely the 77th, if you've been rocking with the channel, you decided to join the channel, definitely hit that Discord server. That's where we get it in. We got the 24/7 Knicks chat. It's lit. You feeling the vibes. We take that vibes into the Discord server after the shows, okay? But I appreciate that. Just want to acknowledge you. Big time New York City salute, okay? Now, to bring it back to Mo Diwara, right? I'm always pulling for him to get an opportunity or more opportunities to play, because I feel like, and we talked about it possibly in one of them shows, the buyout market and getting a big man. But if you can't get a big man, or if you get another Yabusele, he could come in and play. That's what kind of excites me with this brother. Hold on, let me see if I could shift my chair. Okay, shift this way, like I'm my center. Anyway, so one thing about him is that he's versatile. He defends, man. He's guarding the point of attack. He could also guard 94 feet. Now with him, Alvarado, Deuce, man, you got guards that could guard 94 feet. So my thing is, just as a side note, when Deuce gets back, is that going to be the lineup? You're going to play Deuce with Alvarado? That's what it's going to be. I don't mind it, because Deuce is more off the ball anyway, and he's super athlete. But I just think against taller guards, I'm not sure how prolific it could be. But we'll get there. We'll cross that bridge when we get there because there's a good chance that Deuce could possibly come back before the postseason. But this brother Diwara, the New York Post dimed him as the Jaylen Brown stopper. First off, hold on. To get that name, I mean, I wouldn't call him that. But for the Post to write that about you as a young player in your first year as a rookie, yo, Leon Rose does it again, man. This kid, 51st pick in the draft. Now, that kid from the Clippers, who I think got traded, was that Clippers second round pick? Is that Kobe kid the same kid? He might have got traded. Anyway, I was like, yo, that kid kind of nice because that kid is 6'9". He played point guard. But then I was like, yo, we got Diwara. Diwara is kind of nice too. He just don't get the same opportunity. But now, this is a major deal for Diwara being called this. You know, and Mike Brown says, you gotta like a guy like you get a guy like Jaylen Brown, who's a heck of a player. In the first half, he was having his way with us. Facts. I mean, he was killing us. And this is why OG Anunoby is important. And I said this in the Discord server. I say, yo, when we get, first of all, let me just tell you this, and I'm gonna do the breakdown for the Celtics game. But when OG is there and both teams are there, even you could throw Tatum in the mix or not, but Tatum's not going to be there. But like that Celtics team and we have OG, they got nothing for us. And I'm going to show you why I say that a little bit more later when I get to the game breakdown. But Jaylen Brown was cooking us, but OG Anunoby's the solution for that. You got to guard Jaylen Brown in single coverage. If you have to double Jaylen Brown, it makes it a lot harder. Of course, then from there, he's going to run a lot of screen and roll, but that's when you're switching and your rotation got to be on point, and that's what some of the things the Knicks did yesterday in that that victory in Boston. And he was having his way with us, right? So a little bit. He was 6'11". He was rolling. Mike Brown said in the second half we did a better job defensively as a team. That's facts. I got to give Mo some credit. Listen to this. Mo was our defensive player of the game. We threw Mo on him for a little bit. We thought we're going to try to make Jaylen work, be physical, get up onto him, stuff like that. And he did it without fouling, which is a major key. He did a nice job with it. So to see that from a young guy at this point in his career was a lot of fun as a staff. Big time salute to the coaching staff. Tell you what, I don't know if it's coaching. I don't know if it's just his confidence, but yo, this guy it just appears that he's not scared to take a shot, bro. Like he has no shakiness in his game at all. The brother could ball. I'm happy for him. And I hope that he continues to get that limelight because he deserves it. He definitely deserves it. Let me see if there's any more stories of the week that I want to touch on. And once again, I will get the blog up after this this broadcast goes off because I don't know what happened to it. I literally hit post. I didn't check to see if the email got sent, but so now I'm reading from my notepad list, going through all the sources I want to talk about. But yeah, that's all for the stories of the week. So now I'll do the rundown. So, and then because I came up with a new segment called the Quick Take. So what I could do is like, I guess I will use the quick take for any time I want to stop it, just give an extra comment based on one of these hot topics I'm going to go through. So the first link, which I went to, I'm not sure if I still had it on the screen. I don't. But the first Nick rundown, let me come out of research mode because I don't need to be in research mode for this. Big time salute to everybody in the building as well. Continue to smash that like button. This is This Week Inside the Knicks. I'm going to get to the Giannis stuff in a second. But we're going through some hot topics for the week. And boom. Hold on. Let me just make sure. What happened to my scrolling text? I don't know how to. All right. That's cool. That's cool. Let me see. My man Zach in the building. JJ. He said, where's that Boston fan? He ain't going to show up. Boston are the worst fan. Miami and Boston. Big time salute to Randu. I see you in the building. Big time salute to Zach. I see you in the building. I appreciate you guys' support, man. We definitely rocking out. Continue to smash that like button on the way in. I'm going to get to Giannis in a second, but right now I'm doing the rundown, and I'm going to move on to some other topics, and then hopefully I could get to the game because I want to break down the game as well. Anyway, so Brunson made a statement about the players only meeting, pretty much denying it. He said it was just me voicing my opinion after the game. It's not a meeting. Okay. Jaylen Brunson earns his first defensive player game of the year of the season honors. I think that was for the Denver game or I'm not sure if that was the Denver game or the Washington game. Anyway, of course, Gershon Yabusele was traded at first for Dylan Terry. And then Dylan Terry was traded for Jose Alvarado. Knicks extended the winning streak to 8 by beating the Denver Nuggets with Nikola Jokic. Okay. Of course, Brunson, he had some amazing feats in that game. I think that was the game he had 42. I want to stat check that because there's just so much going on. I think that was the 42-point game. Jaylen Brunson, man, he has to be All-NBA first team. The NBA cannot do this to us. You know, okay? Yeah, 42. That was the game. But yeah, he needs to be All-NBA first team if you ask me. Let's see. Mikal Bridges says his teammates helped him bounce back after he had a dismal performance in the game, but also when he gave that bad foul to force the second overtime. Okay. Deuce McBride, he will be out 6 to 8 weeks getting surgery for a core muscle. Let's see. Jaylen Brunson says that he may consider being a coach, but on the high school level. Mike Brown said he planned on using Jose GTA Alvarado for 22 to 23 minutes. This I'm gonna give a quick take on this one. Okay. Bull Yabusele declines 2026-27 player option. I have an issue with that. Quick take. That brother says something in the interview. He said that his goal is to get up. Maybe I'm just feeling this way because I heard the brother say this. But he said that I want to get the NBA pension so I could get health care and benefits for my family. So now him losing that year takes away a year of eligibility for him to do that. So I in seeing that story, I kind of felt some type of way that he had to give up his player option. That's not usually how the league works. I don't know. He's just a great guy. And I'm hoping that they didn't take advantage of him to make him want to take away that player option. Or maybe there's another deal lined up. I did hear that he had interest in going to Europe. I don't know, but I feel bad. I felt like that wasn't right. Okay. Where was I at? Okay, cool. All right. Jaylen Brunson said he was excited to add Jose Alvarado to the team. Josh Hart suffered an ankle injury in the Pistons game, but magically he reappeared in the game. I don't ask me how he came back the next game, but that was weird. What else I want to talk about? And then the New York Knicks. I'm not going to get into that. Some media stuff, but pretty much for anybody who cares about MSG Networks, they got a boost. They had a profitable quarter, so they released the numbers on that. Once I update the blog, you'll be able to see all of these stories. Okay, there's more, but you can check out. These are some of the most prominent stories of the week. Okay, so what I'm gonna get to now, I'm gonna touch on this one, smoke a hot topic. I'm gonna get to Giannis in a second. Did he play us like a fiddle? I'm curious to know what you guys' thoughts are as well. But I'm going here right now. Oh, damn. What the world? What the hell? Hold on, y'all. Let me get the link. I don't know what I'm doing. But I'm going to get it right, y'all. I'm going to get it right. Okay, cool. Knicks could become the biggest winners of the trade deadline without making a single move. Okay. I thought that this was an interesting read. And let's listen to what this has to say. Knicks must shy away from the blockbusters and commit to the current core. Despite what the trade rumor mill and their recent slump may suggest, the Knicks are far from being void of talent. They boast roster featuring two perennial All-Stars, Jaylen Brunson and Karl-Anthony Towns, two of the top two-way players in the game, in the likes of OG Anunoby and Mikal Bridges, and one of the best Swiss Army knife talents in Josh Hart. And this is their starting five. Backing them up are guys like elite rebounding and shot swatting Mitchell Robinson, the beloved Deuce McBride, and sophomore guard Tyler Kolek. Sees how this kid Tyler Kolek, man, he's becoming like a overnight household name, yo. I mean, I be hearing sports shows talk about Tyler Kolek, and I'm like, y'all don't know who the hell Tyler Kolek is. Y'all gotta stop. All right. Yes, their month was overwhelming. We went 8-9 over the last 17 games. Okay. Towns reported to feel resentment. One thing I'm gonna say about this article, shy away from blockbusters to commit to the core. I don't know if I think that that's what's happening here. I think they just didn't find the deal that would be impactful enough for them to really shake the foundation. We all knew Gershon Yabusele was out of here, but I just don't feel like they found like a JJJ package or anything like that. I don't think that's the reason why they didn't do the deal. Nor do I think that necessarily shying away from blockbusters are more impactful. Because honestly, yo, and I love the Jose Alvarado trade. And I love some of the young players we have. But at the same time, to me, it's like, is this team built for a superstar in Jaylen Brunson? It's very difficult for me to feel that way. I'm still like struggling with that notion, because when I think about this team, it just seems like it's a collection of good talent. Like, oh, go get OG Anunoby, he's available. Oh, go get Karl-Anthony Towns, he's available. Are these guys compatible with Brunson? Because one of the things I say is that you're going to need, like, if I was building a team, I would have nobody else short like Brunson, unless they could play defense like Alvarado. Outside of that, I'm not going to have no Tyler Kolek and Jordan Clarkson, guys that don't defend. Everybody who I put around this guy would defend. And I would have a plethora of ball handlers. A Neemhar. Like, I would have another ball handler on the floor with Brunson at all times. That's just me if I was putting together the team. Why? Because it's going to make Brunson more dangerous. Because now he can be off the ball and play two guard. He don't got to be, super captain where he's doing most of the dribbling and doing most of the handling. So that's the only thing about this article. I thought it was interesting. I do think that we still are the best team in the East, like from a playoff standpoint, not in the regular season. The Detroit Pistons are the regular season champions right now. So they got it. They got the regular season. I'm not willing to debate that. But in the postseason, if healthy, I don't think no team in the East could match up with it. I'm keeping it real. I don't. I really don't think that they could. Like, I seen it with Boston yesterday. I was like, ooh. I'm like, man, let me tell you something. Tatum don't come back, we might sweep these dudes. And I'm saying that because, and I'm gonna tell you why in a second. I'm gonna get to that in a second. Let me see if there's anything else I want to talk to, because I'll jump into the Celtics game right now. Let me see if there's anything else here. Hold on, 2 seconds. I'm gonna scan my notes. I'm gonna jump into the Celtics game, and then we'll get into the Giannis thing. Okay. As far as all of the Giannis Antetokounmpo stuff, I got like 30 articles straight all on Giannis. Once I update the blog, you guys can check it out. I will put the link to the blog in the description of this video after I create it. So you will be able to see the link to the blog post after, and make sure you get all the reads. The Giannis saga was crazy. We did shows every day talking about Giannis. 2 a days. 2 a days breaking down Giannis. Let's see. Trades. Okay. I don't think I see nothing in the trade stuff here. No, I'm gonna skip that. So, all right, cool. So here's what I'll do. I'm gonna get into the game because I didn't get a chance to talk to you guys about the game yesterday, and I'm just gonna go through some of my notes and tell you what my thoughts of the game was. I thought that the game for me it was kind of interesting to see if Towns would play because I knew he would be a huge Towns or OG. I knew we needed at least one of these guys to win this game. And when I get to my stat of the week, it all is correlated. But so we got the big time win on the road in Boston. I mean, this is major for many reasons. As you can see, we're now 13-13 on the road. However, we are 4-12. Yes, I said it. 4-12. Okay, on the road. That's our road record against 500 and above teams. 4-12 is our record against 500 and above teams. The lines were very funny coming into this game because at one point the Knicks were a -1.5. So I'm telling everybody, yeah, -1.5. Then I go see the update and it's like, no, the Knicks are a +3.5. I'm like, damn, just like that. And it was because of a lot of technical reasons. One, like I said, that record. We do bad on the road against 500 and above teams. That's just straight facts. Nothing to deny it. Jose Alvarado, I didn't know what to expect from him. How much minutes, how much times would he get? Would he make a direct impact on the game this soon, this early? And if Towns did not play this game, I wasn't confident in Mitchell Robinson. We did a show talking about Mitchell Robinson and the fact that when it comes down to him to be a productive starter, he doesn't really do that. He doesn't really check that box when he has to start. He's great off the bench. But when he starts, Mitchell Robinson, he leaves a lot to be desired. So, big time salute to the chat, by the way. If you just joined, I'm getting to Giannis next. Continue to smash that like button. But Towns played. Now, one of the things I knew that we were going to struggle with would be the Jaylen Brown defense because usually that's OG and Anunoby's assignment. And Jaylen Brown, even though this year he's been more aggressive, he usually shies away from bigger guys. Like he's how should I put this? He's looking to attack bigger guys, bigger guards, or bigger defenders off screens. He doesn't go one-on-one. But when he gets Josh Hart on him or when he gets Mikal and he feels like he can go through you, he's just using a straight grown man ball and he's taking you to the basket and trying to put you in the basket. And that's what he was doing a little bit in the third quarter. It's just that his teammates left him stranded on an island. Okay. Some of the things that stood out to me this game was the Boston Celtics managed to get 50 paint points. Now, they were so terrible from three. They only shot 17% from three. So you got to get buckets somehow or you're going to get smacked by 50. So they made an initiative to attack the basket. And usually the Celtics don't really focus on the paint that much. So them missing shots, I thought that was a major disappointment to what they were trying to do. And it really disrupted their offense because, and I felt like Jaylen Brown probably was very frustrated because he got these guys so many open shots. Like in the Discord server, they were saying, yo, man, Boston's missing a lot of shots. But I had to remind people, and this honestly could be the stat of the week too, our three-point defense has been off the charts. Let me show you, let me read off some of the, as I go into the 82 Nights Club. Let me show you how well the defense has been. So in the last 10 games, you ready for this? The opponent has shot over 36.2% one time. We went up against some number one offenses. We went up against some top 10 offenses, and we went up against some top 10 3-point percentage teams during this stretch. Lakers, Denver, two of the teams two of the teams that stand out the most. We held both of those teams well below their averages on this 36.5%. So maybe that'll be my stat of the week, right? That we held 9 out of the last 10 opponents. And guess what? Detroit is the only team to get over the 36.2% mark. Our defense has been... Now, if it was the inverse and we only held one team under 36.2% and it just so happened to be the Celtics, then I would be on the train like, oh, well, you know, it was just a fluke. But not this game. I felt like the Knicks did a great job. But the points in the paint is also... Hold on. I got it. So the points in the paint is also something that we had to overcome, because coming into this game, we were 9-10 against teams that scored 50 paint points or more in a game. So sub 500. It's always a gamble because this Knicks team does a great job keeping guys out the paint. So the Celtics getting in there, I guess you got to take what you want. Do you want them killing you for three? Because this is a team that still, I think they lead the league in attempts in threes. Or if they don't lead the league, they're top 5. But in the first quarter, right, I'm just going to give you a couple of things that caught my eye. Mikal Bridges slashing more, getting more layup opportunities. If this is Mike Brown's hard work, I'm going to give him a big time salute. Big time salute to Mike Brown, because Mikal, and I put this in the Discord server while we were watching this game together as well. I feel like Mikal, he needs plays called for him. He's not a give me the first. None of them are like give me the ball. None of them are like that. Towns did it one time this game, and I said everybody, oh, you seen Towns calling for the ball? He needs to do that more. If he wants more shots, he needs to call for the ball more. I mean, that's just typical old school stuff. None of these guys call for the ball. I think Jose might have called for it. I'm not 100 on that. Jose might have called for it one time, and I'm like, oh, okay, see, look, maybe he could bring that to the team. Yo, if you want the ball, just raise your hands up. That's just simple stuff. Yo, you want the ball, just put your hands up. Watch the Knicks tomorrow against Indiana. See how many guys put their hands up. But yeah, Mikal definitely slashing more. Against the Boston Celtics. Oh my God, let me tell you something. That Brunson and Josh Hart pick and roll, that is a secret. You know, like in them old school video games when you got them bosses and they all got weak points, like if you play in a game like Zelda and you go up against a boss, like if you go in there and just start swinging your sword, you're going to get killed. But if you time them and you notice their weakness, you can beat them easily. That's exactly what the Boston Celtics are. Because they always are putting their weak link defenders, whether it be Hauser. Kata's not a weak link defender, but Kata is not somebody who is that great on the perimeter against guards. No big man is, right? So whether it was Garza, Shireman, but Shireman plays a little bit of defense, even though he's a hack. Those guys usually are their weaker links, so they would hide those guys on what they think would be the weak starter. So in this case, it was Josh Hart. And they were running that pick and roll. They had to run it at least 3-4 times. And that led to, you know, the Boston Celtics getting fouls and things of that nature. Of course, Josh Hart was in foul trouble as well. And he had an interesting moment where he was arguing with the bench. No, leave me in. No, leave me in. They're like, nope. Mike Brown's like, maybe with Tibbs. Tibbs might have left him out of there, but nope. Someone else. The hustle. So this is another aspect to this game because they got a bunch of guys you never heard of like Gonzalez and Shireman. They're a hustle team. The Boston Celtics hustle. And I'm not surprised that they worked their way into a top 10, top 11 defense because they got a whole bunch of guys that play defense. The only guy that doesn't play defense on the Celtics, I think he's a little soft. Of course, Pritchard doesn't play no defense. And Hauser's also soft. Those three guys are the weak links, but usually they do matchup zones. They find ways to protect these guys. Because usually those guys are like either Hauser can knock down the three ball. Pritchard, he's a play handling guard, and I thought the defense on him was incredible by Alvarado, by all the guys that took up that challenge. And yeah, I think that the hustle game is what gave us the edge, and that also translated to the glass. We were +3 on the glass in the first quarter. I joked with my man JJP I said, "Yo, man, you know, Hart's in foul trouble. Who gonna run the screen and roll?" Diwara ran the screen and roll, and it looked pretty good. It looked pretty good, and he got a layup. So if Diwara could run screen and roll, that's a problem. And then, of course, Jaylen Brunson with 15 in the first quarter. You couldn't stop him. Now, here's my concern with Alvarado. I love Alvarado. You seen I gave him the props? Puerto Rico. Oh, all of that good stuff, right? Fantastic. Fantastic fire. My one concern with Alvarado, and it's not necessarily his fault, is the three-point guard lineup. It made its ugly return. I don't like the three-point guard lineup. I think it's a bad idea. I think it's a big mistake. I know Jordan Clarkson's 6'5", but he plays like he's 6'2". You can't get away with those guards on the floor because as good as a defender Alvarado is, you don't want him in a cross match. And he was in the cross match one time with, I'm not sure if it was Brown or might have been Brown, because Brown's the only one that really gets downhill, uses his size like that. So, no, it might have been Vujicic. It could have been Vujicic too. Anyway, all right, doesn't matter. That's my concern. Cross matches, defense, rebounding, because we were killing them on the glass. They started to close the gap with that lineup. Even though we survived because the Celtics couldn't hit a shot to save their lives, but they were the three-point guard lineup was a +4, believe it or not, in that first quarter. We only seen it in the first quarter. Now, what I did like was that Brunson got fouled hard. I think that was by Shireman. No, Gonzalez. Gonzalez fouled Brunson hard, and then Mo D came and fouled him back hard. Big time salute to Mo D maintaining the old school. I don't know who taught him basketball, and I think he's from France, right? But that's some old school principles right there. If they tackle your point guard, you got to tackle their guard, and that's what you got to do. I loved it, man. Like I said, we were +10. We also was +10 in the paint, +3 on the glass. That was the first quarter. Second quarter came along. By the way, see, I'm reading out of my 82 nights. Right? This is what I do. All right? That's how I get on the mic. Sharp, on point. And I got a special announcement. I'm going to do it on the next show, though. So, Mo D, he had another confident bucket. He's playing with confidence. Vujicic, mad aggressive, bro. Mad aggressive. He's having success in the paint, but he's just too goddamn aggressive. He picks up 3 fouls. And part of it was due to the Hacker Mitch. Hacker Mitch reared his ugly head and kind of neutralized Mitch because he missed like 4 free throws in a row before making 2 or making 1 out of 2. He missed two, and then I think he made like 1 out of 2, something like that. But either way, he missed 4 free throws, Mitchell Robinson. Right? And that's another thing that I don't think I highlighted on that show. You know, a player who can only be played in certain moments throughout the game. How does that constitute a max salary? Let's see. Then Towns got picked up his first foul late in the quarter. He was doing good up until that point. But once again, salute to my channel members. I know I didn't get a chance to do an unfiltered thought. I'm going to make that up to y'all. But what did I tell y'all on that last unfiltered thought? If you're a channel member, go check it out. My concern about Karl-Anthony Towns, it continues. I'm not going to spill the beans now. It's a members only video, but it keeps popping up. But Towns was called for a foul on the post up. Alvarado, GTA, let me tell you something. The second quarter is when you really got to see some of what he brings to the table. I mean, he was just showing the entire bag. He even had one of his patented GTA steals. I don't think that was in that quarter. That might have been the third quarter. But he had one of his patented GTA steals coming behind Brown, deflecting it. I think it was in this quarter when I think it was Pritchard, or was that, I can't remember if it was Pritchard or Gonzalez, but I don't feel like scouring through my notes for that. But he came and because he turned it over, didn't give up on the play. See, that's good habits. Like, that's how I think. If I turn the ball over when I'm playing, I got to get it back. Got back on defense and swiped the ball out of bounds, preventing a easy layup in transition. And it just looks like Alvarado has been with the team for the entire season. He doesn't look like a brand new player. He fits in like a glove, which is incredible. Then he gets another game in Indiana. I consider that a practice game. Not being funny, Indiana, they don't really got their horses like that. They made the trade for Zubac. Zubac won't be there. They gave up Mathurin. Unfortunately, I got to do a scouting report on them. Wish me luck with that, but he looks like he just fits in Alvarado. Towns defensively, during this renaissance we've seen from the Knicks, he gets credit as well, sliding his feet on defense and playing with good discipline early on. Matter of fact, because we came up with the stat, let's see if it held true. See if it held true. I think Towns we're 4-10. 4-10 when Towns get, yeah, okay. So we're 4-10 when Towns gets 4 fouls or more, or 5 fouls or more. Okay. But we were able to win against Denver, so that's what boosted it up to 4. But he's been disciplined for the most part. Hart picks up another foul, his third foul, and he's motioning to the bench like, leave me in. But this bench doesn't have. It's not Coach Tibbs' bench. They're not trusting him to stay in the game. They pulled them. You know, I can argue. First off, I got this game and the Denver game are part of my top 10 games in my journal. Let me tell you something. This third quarter has to be one of the best third quarters on the year. Has to be. The Boston Celtics scored 15 points. 13 of them came from Brown. He's the only thing that we couldn't stop until Modi switched on them and got that assignment and slowed him down. But Jaylen Brown, I believe it was this quarter or the second quarter, he had this determined look on his face like, man, I'm not going to let you beat me. But they were already defeated because his bench, I mean, his teammates didn't have that killer instinct. But he was killing us in that mid post. And like I said, when OG is there is no mid post. All he can do is screen and roll. Then the game got nasty because Boston started fouling, right? And they went back to the hacker Mitch later on. And my thing is, them going to the hacker Mitch, you know what that showed me, y'all? They can't guard us. They can't stop us. Because if they could, why would they resort to a hacker Mitch? It's not because Mitch is going to kill them. It's because we were just messing them up on offense. Our best quarter offensively was the first quarter where we scored 35. And the third quarter would have been that, but the game slowed down. The score in the third quarter was 25-15. Both of these teams play at a slow pace, so that's to be expected. And the only reason why we play at a slow pace is because of our offensive rebounding prowess. Like, we extend possessions and we value our second chance opportunities. Now, what else? I thought this was a great response game for Mitch. I was really hard on Mitchell Robinson. I felt like when we needed him the most, he let us down. That's what that show was about him fumbling the bag. But I thought that he was solid this game on the glass and establishing himself. Vujacic, who, first off, they shot themselves in the foot by doing hacker Mitch because Kada and Vujacic was in foul trouble because of it. Or if not Vujicic, it was Cater. Well, I don't think it was Vujicic because Vujicic was getting hit with a lot of offensive fouls and just doing stupid stuff on defense. But Diwara had to stop. It was very physical on Vujicic. He gets upset. He comes back. He starts smacking people. See, Vujicic come from the old school too. If they hit you, you hit them back, period. You deal with the consequences of it later, right? Now, Towns began to lose his cool this quarter. He picked up 2 fouls. He began arguing with the refs. They called him for a 3 in the key. That's just like, it's like the refs are letting you know, like, hey, man, we're very frustrated with you. So we're going to hit you with a BS call, like 3 in the key. And then, of course, like I said, the GTA steal, where, Alvarado sneaks up behind you and swipes the ball away. That was all I noted from the third quarter of substance. Then the fourth quarter came. We were up big by this point in time. And, the bench came in, did what they had to do, extended the lead. And that was the end of the game, really. I thought that the benches, the starters played, most of the starters played up until the 3:49 mark. And then that's when they took the guys out. They waved the white flag. But yeah, fourth quarter was more of the same. Jose Alvarado, I like him because he can get a bucket. And I really thought that this team is just fantastic. Let me give you the third quarter stat as well. So anytime the Knicks have the lead going into the fourth quarter, this has been the money stat of the year. After winning this game, we are 29-1 when we have the lead entering the fourth quarter, entering the fourth quarter. So that is the stat. When you watch games from now on, just look at the third quarter. If we're winning that third quarter, we don't got to score more points in the third quarter. It's about having the lead going into the fourth. We're pretty much undefeated except for that one fluke game against the San Antonio Spurs. But big time salute to everybody in the building. Continue to smash that like button. I'm getting into the Giannis stuff now. Definitely. Oh, Maxine's in the house. Okay, big time salute to Maxine. Okay. I see Maxine's there. Definitely, we're on the road to 100 likes. We gotta hit the thumbs up. Big time salute to everybody in the building. See my man JJ. Okay. Right. Hacker Mitch took Boston out. Big time facts with that. Big Dog Sports Talk in the house. He will be featured in the 24-hour show. Mind you, let me tell you something. We got a nice lineup for the 24 hours. You know what? I will get right into Giannis right after these messages. It's going down Friday the 13th, the first ever of its kind. The 24-hour live stream that we're going to do, we're going to break history. This is the Knicks Fanathon. The only way to catch this live stream is to come to the YouTube channel because, listen, we're on the road to 10,000 subscribers. Right now, we're around 2,200. The goal is to boost this up to a high level. And listen to me. I am prepared to go more than 48 hours if I had to, because the goal is to take this channel to 10,000. And look, I'm prepared and I'm ready. It's going to be an action-packed show. We're going to have a lot of special guests. You're going to want to make sure you tuned in all the shows you love, from the Blue and Orange Brunch to Level-Headed Knicks Talk to Knicks Nocturnal to Where There's Smoke, There's Fire Fridays. Listen, all of the shows is going down on a special day. We're going to bring in All-Star Weekend and celebrate it the right way. You can only do so by making sure you tap in, subscribe, share this with a friend, because they want to also be a part of this history, because it's the first of its kind. And I look forward to seeing you there Friday the 13th. Definitely check us out. Is going down this Friday, the first ever 24-hour stream. As you notice, the countdown that's on the screen is actually a real countdown to that event. Okay, and the total subscriber count, I don't think it's right. I don't know why it's not up to date, but big time salute to everybody who subscribed and that's carrying us over this mark. You know, we're on the road to 10,000, so make sure you guys continue to subscribe. All right. Now, I want to touch on this Giannis stuff. I know some of you. I saw that comment of, was that Tendrell? Said, I'm tired of this Giannis stuff. Listen, man. This brother, I feel like this man is playing with our emotions, man. I don't know if he at this point really wants out of Milwaukee, but this latest move is it's really weird to me. It's really weird to me. And you know, I'm not you know, it has me it's like the suspense continues with this guy. I don't know if this guy is an attention whore. I don't know. But if you don't know what Kalashi is, he joins as a shareholder. Okay? I'm going to tell you exactly what this is. A Milwaukee Bucks star Giannis, he become a shareholder in Kalashi, a major prediction market. Do you hear me? This is what they do. Major prediction market with a wide array of sports trading opportunities. Antetokounmpo announced the partnership Friday. The internet is full of opinions. I decided it was time to make some of my own. Okay, today I'm joining Kalashi as a shareholder. All right, or Kaushi. Okay, my bad, Maxine. Okay, listen, I'm sorry. International stuff, you know, I don't do. Kaushi, I got you. Not Kalashi, Kaushi. I got you. Okay, Kaushi. Hopefully I'm saying it right. Okay, cool. So Giannis is a legend. This is what the CEO said. His name is Tarek Mansour. He's exactly the type of long-term partner we like to align our growing brand with, and we couldn't be happier that he's on board. Antetokounmpo was the subject of widespread rumors ahead of the trade deadline with the Bucks, but they decided to keep him, okay? And he hasn't played. In the days leading up to the trade deadline, listen to this, y'all. Kaushi has several posts on X highlighting its event contracts on Antetokounmpo trade market and the fluctuating odds connected to the team believed to be in the mix for his services. According to Kaushi's release, Antetokounmpo will be forbidden from trading on the markets related to the NBA. Okay. Messages were left Friday seeking further details from Kaushi and in a comment from the NBA. This is what Giannis said. I love Kaushi markets and I've been checking on them recently. Of course you have. I like to win. You like to win, so why don't you join the Knicks? Anyway, it's clear to me Kaushi is going to be a winner, and I'm excited to be getting involved, okay? Now, let me see if the guys this quote in this article. If not, I'm going to tell you. So check this out. Listen to this detail. Users made predictions based on whether or not he would get traded. They generated $23 million on contracts predicting where Giannis would go. Okay? They made $23 million. And then he joins the company. And then we get all of these rumors starting with Shams talking about, oh yeah, well, Giannis, he wants to be moved before the deadline. Remember that? That we started doing shows every day. Isn't this a conflict of interest? Like, he's barred from trading on the markets, but you clearly seen the event that boosted him in terms of the contracts on his name based on just reports of what was said by of certain people close to him and sources and the Bucks and everybody talking. It was a big spectacle that generated $23 million. And now he decides, I'm going to get a stake in this company. I told y'all Giannis was capping, right? We called out all the cap. He wants to stay with Milwaukee. Why he didn't sign the extension? Why doesn't he do it? He could still sign it. Is he going to really wait till October to do it? Then he says, oh, I want to be in Milwaukee. I really want to be in Milwaukee. Then he makes allusions to, oh yeah, I can't control what my agent does. I don't know. It's just weird with all of the gambling controversy we got going on and people getting arrested. And I'm not saying Giannis is doing none of those things. It just seems odd. Like, was this just a coup to get some money up into a potential investment that you were going to buy? And now that the money is up, you get a stake in the company, knowing that in the summertime, there's going to be more praise until you sign the extension, Giannis? Are you going to play into that during the summertime, getting the Knicks involved, and the Knicks are interested? One thing I'll tell you, we don't have no reports that shared a report on or give a description on what the Knicks offer was. All we heard was the Knicks were aggressive. Then Brian Windhurst said the Knicks weren't aggressive. Then Ian Begley said other GMs viewed the Knicks as outsiders. I don't think the Knicks ever bought into the scam or the scheme. Clearly, this is a scheme. But when we talk about gambling in sports and the controversies there, and I know Giannis is going to say, well, I never publicly said I wanted to be traded and stay on that. But I know that these reporters are not capping. Like, these reporters, when they say they got sources, they have sources. Now, do some of them do bad business? Of course. But for the most part, a guy like Shams he don't have to waste his time trying to make up fake news because he breaks all of the major news. So he doesn't need to make up a story when there's other stories like the Anthony Davis trade. Now, is the Giannis news bigger, everything, budget, whatever you want to call it? Yes. Is it more clicks? Yes. We talk about Giannis damn near every day. And the people want to hear about it. On the call-up shows, y'all talking about Giannis. The topic has nothing to do with Giannis. Yeah, we're talking about Giannis. I don't know, man. Part of me wants to believe that he really does want to come to New York. But the other part of me is like, is this just a coup to serve? Then the Bucks signed Cam Thomas. I didn't understand that. I mean, when they signed Cam Thomas, I was like, why would Cam Thomas go there? Of all the teams he could go to, you go to the Bucks. The Bucks ain't got no playoff hopes. We could put a bet on it. The Bucks are not going to the playoff. Could they? Are they far out of the play-in picture? I mean, I'm pretty sure the math works, but I just don't think that team is capable, right? Unless Giannis comes back tomorrow. If Giannis comes back tomorrow, then maybe. But I think the Charlotte Hornets are for real, and I don't think the Atlanta Hawks are slouches. And I feel like the Miami Heat are a top 10 team in the East, right? So where does Milwaukee fit into this playoff picture? I don't see a spot with them in it. They don't control the rights to their own draft pick, and Giannis is playing games. He's playing games with the city of Milwaukee, and now I'm beginning to think that it's all on purpose. I think that he is the master clickbaiter. I think that I'm beginning to think that he is the master at smoke and mirrors, because even that video he put up with insider trading, what was that? The Wolf of Wall Street. I'm staying. Like, they didn't end out well. Like, they went to jail and people had to snitch, and that wasn't a good quote to be like, I'm staying. It just wasn't. It really wasn't. So I feel like the brother is just playing marketing. He's using marketing tactics to keep his name relevant. And then now investing in the platform that deals with people's names, right? Because there'll be other players that'll be speculated on whether or not they should do this. Is it just a part of the business and us as Knicks fans, we got to deal with it? I don't know. But I'm beginning to feel like Giannis is playing games, y'all. It just looks funny. I'm not trying to question the legality of it because it apparently is legal. Cashapp put out a statement that they got integrity. They got certain clauses. Like he cannot participate in any of those contracts. But I don't believe that he wants to be in Milwaukee. And I don't think that he will stay in Milwaukee. That's just what it is. I'm still leaning towards Knicks in the summer, but honestly, it kind of does leave a bad taste in your mouth. Let me keep pushing, man. That was the Giannis saga. There's a couple of more things that we have to address, so we're not done. But man, I don't know. And not having my blog kind of really blows too, but that's a whole nother topic. So I talked about the game. I talked about Giannis. Let's get into the power rankings. Damn, I'm not going to be able to do comment of the week either. All right, let me get into the power rankings, though. 2 seconds. Let me get the source up for this. Continue to smash that like button. What do you got to say about Giannis? Let me know. I'm curious to know what your thoughts are. Because, you know, he's playing a game that I just don't like. Because some people in Milwaukee really think that he's going to come back. They really believe it. And I'm here to tell you that it's not going to happen. So I'm gonna jump into the power rankings, okay? So look, when we look at the power rankings, these are where we are. So Oklahoma City's been number 1 all year. Detroit number 2, Denver number 4. They moved up. San Antonio dropped. No, San Antonio also moved up from number 5. Okay, and then the New York Knicks. Now, mind you, this is before the Detroit game. Okay, this is before the Detroit game, but we did move up to the 5th spot. We bumped the Rockets down, who dropped from 3 to 6. And what say you? Do you think that this will stand? I mean, I know they're going to try to weigh that Detroit game heavily, but we also beat Boston. We got Indiana. So hopefully that those 2 wins can boost us back up. But they usually don't drop you too far down if you lose to a team that's ahead of you on the program, okay? So let me see if I can't do comment of the week. I'm gonna save comment of the week for next week, but I'm gonna continue to shift gears. You know, when you gotta pivot, I don't know what happened to the blog, but when you gotta pivot, you gotta pivot, right? So I'm gonna go into word on the street and see what the Knicks fans were speculating on or how they felt about certain issues during this week in time. Let me get to Pal. Let me get to where the action is. By the way, if you hadn't got the opportunity to go visit the community section with the post, please do so. I mean, this is where the action happens. You find out information about future shows. We drop daily polls and more in this section. This is the place to find out what's going on with the channel. I'm gonna start here. So the Knicks have a big test in the next 3 games against 3 of the league's top 10 teams. What would their record be? I'm going 2-1. I always said 2-1. I can see how some of you would think 3-0, but I'm with the 43%. So 50% said 3-0, 43% say 2-1, and then 5% say 1-2, 3. So the minority of you was feeling negative. Big time salute to the Knicks fans for being positive. I hope that this was genuine and not some post hoc rationalization where you seen what happened and now you're going back and voting and you're like, yeah. I hope that's not the case, okay? Let me keep it pushing. So the Knicks traded Gershon Yabusele to the Chicago Bulls for Dalen Terry. Do you think the Knicks should have gotten more for Terry? I said yes, but I mean, we did get Jose Alvarado. So, but 68% of you were feeling the Terry trade, shockingly. I didn't really get the chance to see the kid play much. I'm not going to act like I watched that many Bulls games, maybe 10, but It is what it is. Was the Knicks loss to the Pistons just a bad game or a telltale sign of what's to come? No, I'm going to go bad game. 462 votes. 74% of Knicks fans say a bad game. 26% say a telltale sign. The buyout market is underway, and the Knicks have reportedly wanted to bolster their front court. Which of these free agents would you want to sign? Now, Cam Thomas is out of here. Of course, I'm saying Chris Boucher. 61% say Boucher, 26% say Cam, 8% say Lonzo Ball, 6% say other. Now, you could still vote for these polls in the community section below. So big time salute to everybody who voted. If you are interested in voting, you can, all right? Big time salute to my man Coach in the building. I see you, Maxine, the super producer, okay? Definitely subscribe and smash the like button, right? And I just want to let you guys know we will be back tonight in like the next 45 minutes. I will be doing a level-headed Knicks talk talking about Jordan Clarkson. I appreciate you guys for rocking with me. And until next time, as always, let's go.